Hi, this is Tom. Welcome to my channel. I've been doing a number of videos on uh, ChatGPT, using ChatGPT to do Midjourney prompts. And the last few videos I've been talking about a catalog approach with style codes. And the two videos ago, previous to this one, I talked about how to gather style codes. And the video previous to this one, I talked about building a style code. I'm sorry, building the catalog. So the first video was talking about how to get the style codes. The second one was talking about constructing the catalog. And I've put the catalog out on my December blog. The URL is tomewalldecember.blogspot.com. And here's the catalog if anyone would like to use it or see it. And let me I'll write down the URL here. Where'd it go? I was typing something. I wonder what it's going to show up somewhere else in the world, what I was typing. Okay, let's see. Uh, Here we go. This will make it easy to see the URL. So this URL will take you to this blog, and this just has a couple of posts for so far this month, and this is one of them. Will be this catalog. So I'll leave this up just for a moment here. Okay, so I'm going to show some of the images that were created. Okay, so the video for today, I'm going to show how to use the catalog. So I wrote a script for ChatGPT to use the catalog, and I'll show that. But first, I'll show some of the images that came up from the script for ChatGPT. So this is a style I like quite a lot. It's a vibrant uh, style. To me, looks kind of like maybe watercolor. Um, and these were all using Paris as a theme. This one is much more sedate, kind of muted style. Uh, it's real pretty photographic type style here. This one I thought was kind of weird because it actually it looks pretty good here. It's a close up of the Eiffel Tower, and I thought it looked almost abstract from what I was looking at in Midjourney. I thought Midjourney took the description to have showing the ironwork of the Eiffel Tower a bit to an extreme, but it's kind of an interesting one. This is an Art Nouveau style, and I like this quite a bit. That's kind of interesting how it's actually got a painting in the same style behind, the person. You've got kind of a meta thing going on here, picture within a picture. Okay, so I think I did five. Is this the fifth one? Yeah, this is the fifth one. All right, and this is another style code, which looks like it has kind of impasto. Is that what they call it? The technique with the oil painting where you smear on the paint. I think that's what that's trying to do here. Okay, so let's go to the ChatGPT session. And so here are the prompts that it came up with. And I asked, give me 5 Midjourney prompts featuring Paris. All right. And then it used the catalog to come up with these prompts. And now I'll go to the script that I wrote to do this. So I start out just by telling it, let's see, maybe I'm going to make this larger so it's easier to see. Um, Let me try large, see how that works. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. So it says Midjourney is an art generating tool. So I'm giving it an introduction to Midjourney. And then I talked about style codes. So for the style codes, what I did was I went to the website, the OpenAI website, and I had ChatGPT read it and then write out a summary of it that I could copy and paste to give to it. So uh, just so it would know something about it. And then this turns out to be an important thing to add. As I said, following is an explanation of style codes. This is only for your information, not something to present to the user who already knows this. So the reason I wrote this is that I found out when I first started working with it, it was trying to explain the style tuner and that sort of thing. And I didn't want it to do that. So that's why I added that. I just wanted to return Midjourney prompts. And this was for its information to help it with the process. And then this is going through the catalog. So the catalog has 20 entries to it, which are 20 different style codes. And as I mentioned before, I have a couple of videos that talk about how I created this catalog and where I got the style codes from to use for this. And I thought 20 was a good number because it gives a wide variety of different types of style codes. And then here's the key part of the script right here. So I said you should be able to do two things with the catalog. One is to present the catalog to the user if asked, and the other is to make Midjourney prompts. If asked to present the catalog, present the name of the style code and a one-sentence summary for all the entries, of which there are 20 if I counted correctly. Tell the user you can give more information for any of the style codes if asked. If they ask for more information, present the entire catalog entry. Okay, so to explain the reason for putting it in this way is that although Midjourney has an enormous context window, it's up to 128,000 tokens, which is over 300 pages of a normal book. This is information that you can bring in to it, that you can give to it. But it's very limited at this point in time in terms of what it can output. And I hope that this discrepancy will be um, dealt with because it's a bit limiting that it can only output a very small amount of information, given that it can take in such a huge amount of information. But that's the way things are now. So I this is to limit what it's outputting because it can't output this entire catalog of uh, 20 entries with the detail that I had. So it just prints out, 20, the name and a sentence, and then the user can drill into an actual entry if desired. And then to make the prompt, I inform it to follow the example prompt, but to tailor it to whatever the theme is. Like I'm using the theme of Paris. So the idea is that it can use the original example prompt as a sort of template. And I found that this approach works very, very well. I've tried a number of approaches of getting ChatGPT to do Midjourney prompts. Three main ones being one is to have it output instructions. And I have videos, previous videos that talk about how to do this. So you can have ChatGPT write out instructions for itself on how to do certain types of prompts. Another methodology is the use of a template. And I think template is quite a nice method to use. It's a good way to learn how to do Midjourney prompts. And you'll find there's many YouTube videos or websites that will talk about the content creator will show different templates that they use to produce Midjourney prompts. And I think that's quite an effective method to use. But I've really taken a liking to the catalog approach, where the idea of the catalog approach is that you find a prompt that you like, that's been effective for you, and you just give that prompt to ChatGPT and tell it to use that as a basis for doing other prompts. And it's smart enough that that's really all it needs. So once you get a prompt that you really like how it works, that's an approach that you can use. And that was basically the idea of the catalog that I developed. Um, previous there's more to it than that. As you can see, I'll show you one of the entries. And the previous um, video goes into detail about this, but you can see it gives it a name. It has the actual style code. And then it talks about the mood, style, subject, lighting, composition, and palette of the given style code. And the way that it came up with this is ChatGPT analyzed the images that I gave it that were based on the style code. And then the idea is that this will help it in constructing the prompts that use the style code. And then here's an example prompt for this particular style. And the purpose for this is to give it a nice structure, because ChatGPT tends to be very flowery with its language and verbose, whereas with Midjourney, it tends to work better to be kind of more direct and to the point. So I give example prompts that will kind of lead it in that direction. Actually, for these example prompts, I used the actual prompts that the creator of the style codes that I'm using used. And again, in the previous uh, video, I talked about where to get this information. Okay, so I've told it that it should be able to explain to the user how to use um, it, what's involved in this task, and also what the task is. And this task involves being able to write Midjourney prompts based on style codes, and has a catalog that it can show to the user. And then I tell it the first time that you interact with the user, ask the user if they'd like you to explain the functionality of this task. So I think this is a nice technique, is that if you have a script that you'd like to share, you just have it, the very first interaction, ask the user if it wants to know about it. If you're using it yourself, you don't need to do that because you wrote it, you know how it works. Although sometimes I'll use functionality like this because I can forget if I haven't looked at something for a while. And so if they say yes, it'll explain it's how it works to the user. And then it says if you're asked for a collection of prompts based on a theme, to go through the catalog and try to come up with a diverse and interesting collection based on that. So that's the script. And I'll put this script out on this same blog uh, that I showed earlier, same URL. And I'll reference it in the description of this video. And I'm going to go to the top of my session and just show how it did the things that I asked. So here I'm giving it I'm giving it the script. The script has the catalog embedded within the script. And then this was its response. So it says, understood, I'm ready to assist with creating text prompts for Midjourney using style codes. Would you like me to explain the functionality of this task? And I said, yes, explain the task. And then it said, certainly. And I'm not going to read all of this, but it did a nice job with it. And this is a cool thing about the way that this technology works, is that I didn't tell it how to do this. I gave it very general instructions where I just said, explain to a user what this task involves and what you're doing, how it works. And I thought it did a really nice job in the explanation that it gave. And then I asked it to present the catalog. And so it did that. There's 20 different style codes. And I had the idea of naming the style codes because it's impossible to remember these codes. They don't mean anything, they're just collections of numbers and letters. But if I give it a name, then a lot of these I know what they are because I haven't learned all 20 of them, but I probably know at least half of them, maybe more, just because I've worked with them a bit and I know from the name, what they are and how they work. And so I can use uh, the script of ChatGPT either by proactively by saying I want prompts of these, style codes. I don't have to reference the actual codes. I just reference the names. Um, like the first one, the one I said that was brighter with the watercolor, that was this one, the abstract vibrance. And then the one that was more sedate, that I said was like nice photography one that had the branches, overlooking the river. That was this pastoral serenity one. And I won't go through more of these, but the Art Nouveau one, that was this one. That was obvious because it has Art Nouveau in the name. So I found this to be quite a handy reference to use. And I think 20 is a nice number because it gives you a lot of variety. But, and maybe I'll show a few more of the types of style codes because I only did 5 for this particular demonstration. But here I can show some more of the ones that I've been working with. This is like a psychedelic one. This is kind of a wood cutting one. Uh, and these are, something I just thought of. Okay, this is the new Art Nouveau one. It would be possible to include the names of the style codes. I just thought of this now in the prompts because the name's not going to mean anything um, to the Midjourney bot, but it might be useful information for you in making the prompt. And that's something I've used this sort of technique quite a lot where, you can put it at stuff in the end of the prompt that's just useful, kind of meta information that's useful information for you, but the Midjourney bot will just ignore it. By useful information, I mean, information about the prompt that you might want to reference later. So that's kind of an interesting idea. So this was the psychedelic one, the Art Nouveau one, the vibrant one that I showed. Let's see if there's some. So this is one that it didn't do, and I like this style quite a lot. I think these are nice images. So I won't go through more of these, but there's 20 that I'm working with, and it seems to me that 20 is uh, a small enough number that if I work with this for a while, I'll get familiar with all 20 of them and be able to, have them as things that I'm thinking about, different images that I might want to create. I'll have them available mentally to grasp and try to use. And then, so that's one approach would be to be proactive in using these. And then another one would be to let it choose it. And that's what I did here, as I just said, give me 5 Midjourney prompts featuring Paris. And then within the script, I gave it the instructions about how to go about that. And this was the collection that it came up with, which I thought was quite a nice collection because I asked it to be varied and what it did. And you can see from the prompts that it chose that this is quite a varied collection, using Paris as a theme. So uh, I plan to do some more videos using this catalog technique because I think that that's a very simple technique to use and very, very powerful. This one was using the catalog with style codes, but there's other ways that you can construct catalogs. So I'll share some more ideas in upcoming videos and hope you liked it. And thanks for watching.